John Zogby made a name for himself predicting the margin of victory for Bill Clinton's win over Bob Dole in 1996. Also nailed that narrow margin of the Bush-Gore campaign of 2000. But more recently, he's focused his attention on the next generation shaping our country, the millennials.
I graduated from here, 1970, and now I'm back, and I've seen an enormous number of changes. I'm here. This is where the Jesuit residence was.
46 years after graduating from Lemoyne, John Zogby has come full circle. He's built a business, a reputation, and a base of knowledge grounded in data and research.
Why don't you tell us what this room's about while we look around?
Zogby's putting together a new entrepreneurship program at Lemoyne. He says it's not just for business students, it's for all of the millennials who need to learn to be nimble.
The era of the long career is over, for most. It's not so much that kids are, whimsical or ephemeral, but that permanency and stability in their world has really abandoned them in many ways. And so they're very much into what we call the gig economy. Today's 20-somethings will have had 4 or 5 gigs by the age of 30, 10, 12 by the age of 40. And so entrepreneurship really means those kinds of life skills, the capacity to be nimble, the ability to reinvent yourself, the capacity to take a job, work on it, be on the lookout for the next project or job, knowing that whatever it is I'm doing now, I have to repackage those skills in such a way that it sells me for the next gig.
This author of several books self-published his latest work this year. It focuses on the new ways younger people connect with each other. Zogby started researching the millennial generation after the 9/11 attacks.
What I discovered back then, was that 20-somethings were just different. And I wondered, out loud, is it because they're 20-something, where they are kind of in the life cycle, as opposed to being older? And what I discovered is no. History had kind of invaded the lives and the values of this set of young people. They were, in fact, global citizens. They were very mobile. They were appreciative more than anyone else of other cultures. They played more soccer than they played baseball or football. They were just different.
Zogby now has a living lab at Lemoyne College to share the value of the research that became his mission. He studied everything that makes millennials tick.
They have the world in the palm of their hands, so they know that there are young people all over the world who are just like them, no matter which way they dress, but they listen to the same music and so on. They're not 9 to 5. They're 7 and 24, because when they have a social network that includes people in Africa or in Asia or in Russia, what are time zones? They have to be on all the time. They want to change the world, and they want to change it now. They're not hierarchical. You and I think, hey, there's a problem, I got to kick it up the chain. Mm-hmm. They kick it across and do it horizontally. They give me a lot of hope.
We're going to make America great again, but you know what? We're going to bring back jobs.
Respect for women and girls is also on the ballot in this election.
This is exactly the generation that could decide this election, just as they did by electing Barack Obama to 2 terms. The problem is, neither major party candidate is winning them over.
Many of them, including non-white millennials, say, well, we're not going to vote for Donald Trump, but we're just not sure about Hillary Clinton. She seems so yesterday, or she seems inauthentic, and authenticity is really key for young people.
And quite a change considering we had Barack Obama as president. For millennials, probably their 2 votes.
Yes.
As voting for president, going in to that voting booth, but now they've been kicked back up a generation.
They've been kicked back up.
The millennials come up short in not supporting somebody else.
And yet they voted for Bernie.
Zogby says millennials saw that Bernie Sanders was authentic, a word that can also be used for this new asset for Lemoyne College, an authentic expert in what makes people and politics go. You know, we sat and talked for a long time. You can only put so much in the story, and more about the politics of this campaign, too, which are quite unique. And he's done a lot of analysis, been speaking on a national basis about why did Donald Trump rise to power and why is Hillary Clinton's lead shrinking at this point. By the way, while we were having this conversation, that's when the latest information about this latest problem with the emails came out. So that's when he started to hedge his bets even more that Tuesday really is up for grabs.
He is unique to have in our community.
Oh, yes.
It's really remarkable.
Very knowledgeable.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get a check in your forecast now. Chief Meteorologist